Let's get the tea going. The tea is hot. Might be too hot to drink, in fact. We'll just see. You can drink it, but you got to sip on it. So welcome. It is Thursday, May 27th. And today we're going to talk about some really cool things. We're going to do some cool things. And we're gonna have a right proper good time. That's what we're gonna do. And if we can set the intention and make it so, then let's make it so. Let's make it so that we're gonna have a fun time, that we're gonna have wonderful experiences. So I am channeling, or sorry, not channeling, I am channeling, but I am also broadcasting to two different channels. I have TikTok and YouTube going. So if you're seeing my head going back and forth between two screens, I'm looking at either the comments on TikTok or YouTube, or, interacting with that particular video. How is everybody doing? Beautiful Thursday, March 27th. We're almost into April. Time seems to be going quite quickly these days. At least that's been my experience and the experience of those around me, that we feel like time really is just hopping along. Today we're going to talk about energy. We're going to talk about energy, but in a different way. We're going to really be talking about first I'm going to take this sip of tea. Okay, it's a little more than a sip. All right. So today we are going to be talking about rewriting your reality through frequency work. So how can you modify your frequency so that you are aligned and more things are happening for you, or so that you're on a higher timeline. So the core things that we're going to talk about today are how frequency dictates reality and why shifting your vibration changes your external circumstances. Your internal world. And I've said this for years. There's a hair somewhere that's poking in my eye region, and I do not want it in my eye, so excuse me for a second there. If you feel chaotic inside, then you're probably seeing chaos outside of you. Whatever you're feeling inside your body, or whatever your mental landscape is, that's the reflection that you're going to see external to you. Now, that doesn't mean that at different points in time you're not going to be in a peaceful space while there's stuff going on around you, because there are the external stuff. But for the most part, what our condition is within us, or the state that our energy is, the emotions that we're experiencing, the thoughts that are running in our head, they very much echo the experiences we're seeing outside of ourselves. Divine Rising, Salasia, how are you, my love? Nice to see you here. The other thing we're going to talk about is the quantum field and how it responds to thoughts, emotions, and energy alignment. We are going to do some clearing of some subconscious imprints, some subconscious imprints to release limiting patterns and rewire reality. So if you think that would be something cool for you to experience, then stick around. And then we're going to talk about techniques for real-time frequency shifts to create a life that's aligned with highest timeline. Good morning, Carol, my love, my sister, my soul sister. Got some soul sisters, one on each side. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, so we're going to do a bit of a meditation. We're going to go through this meditative. It's an opening ceremony, basically, an opening invocation and energy alignment. So we're going to align our energy right now. Okay, so I had to put my tea down. Well, hello from Iran. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to close our eyes. Okay, so close your eyes and take a deep breath in. When you're taking this deep breath in, I want you to have that air go all the way down into the base of your spine, or into the belly, like into the base of the bottom of your belly. I'm going to take a really nice deep breath. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're breathing. You're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, so keep that in mind when you're breathing. Close your eyes and take that nice deep breath in and out through the mouth. Okay, we're going to do 3 like that. Okay, so as we're taking these breaths, We're gently exhaling any tension that we're feeling or resistance that we're holding in the body. Okay, so breath in, tension and anything stagnant out. Another breath in and out. Keep your eyes closed and just follow along. Follow my voice. With your next inhale, I want you to see yourself bringing this crystalline light all the way down through your crown chakra, so through the top of your head. See this beautiful crystalline light pouring in. Allow it to flow like liquid starlight into your body, clearing, cleansing, and illuminating. Allow this beautiful golden white energy, this crystalline energy, to flow through every space within your body, down to your bones, down to your DNA, in every cell and in every space in between. Allow that crystalline energy to flow. As you exhale, you're going to be releasing all those outdated forms, identities, and limitations. So every inhale is just bringing more of that beautiful crystalline light into your body. And every exhale is just releasing everything that's not necessary for you, everything that you're meant to release, everything that's holding you back. Continue taking those nice breaths in, of bringing that beautiful light in and releasing it out. As you're exhaling, you're seeing those outdated thought forms, identities, or limitations just going away, being dissolved, being carried away by that beautiful light. Now you're going to breathe deeply again, this time expanding your awareness beyond your physical body. And you want to see that energy stretching outward like a golden sphere of infinite potential. Allow that beautiful sphere to expand. Visualize a stream of radiant, multidimensional light from the highest source frequency filling your field, aligning you with your original divine frequency. So allow that beautiful light, that beautiful energy to flow into your body. Feel the subtle hum of your soul signature activating. You're calibrating your entire being to the vibration of truth, freedom, and quantum alignment. Affirm silently or out loud, I am ready to shift into my highest timeline. I am encoded with divine potential. I enter this space as a sovereign creator. Breathe into your heart. Feel the light there ignite and expand, that beautiful golden light that sits in the center of your heart chakra. Allow that to grow and expand. See it expanding beyond your body, out into that field where your golden sphere extended to. This is your new baseline frequency, anchored, activated, aligned. And you can open your eyes and come back, because now we're going to do some teaching. Now's where the lesson begins, my friends. So we have a core teaching, and then we'll do an activation. I'll check on some of the most commonly asked questions that we have regarding frequency and alignment and all of this good stuff that we're going to learn today. And then we'll do a little closing thing. So that's the structure, and we'll be until about noon. So typically it's an hour and 15 minutes, like 10:44, 10:45 is when I start my live, and I have to be off at noon because I have class to run to. Wasn't it though? I loved it. It was beautiful. All right. So how does reality, or how reality is a reflection of frequency? So how is our reality a reflection of the frequency that we're sitting in, right? So every thought, belief, and emotion emits a frequency, right? When we talk about this within certain space, excuse me, sir, I would really appreciate that you not call me grandma, because that is reserved to my grandchildren, not you. It's a very respectful term. So, you know, I'm not your grandma, so please don't call me that. How reality is a reflection is a reflection. Yeah, you know what you're doing. You don't need to go, oh sorry lady. You know exactly what you're doing. So take your energy elsewhere. It's not welcome here. Every thought, belief, and emotion emits a frequency that broadcasts into the quantum field, right? Drawing in experiences that match that resonance. Right? When we shift our frequency, right, through our intention, through our emotions, and through our embodiment, then we are able to shift our reality. So imagine when you're going out and you're angry, right? Like the things that you see when you're going through life being angry, you're going to see really different things at 1111 on the time, with 3 and 3 numbers there as well, and 4 there. We've got all kinds of double numbers, 33. It's all kinds of doubles here. Right? It's like somebody can't come onto your live and call you and say, hey grandma, and not realize that that's something they shouldn't be saying. You know, grandma is a term that is for somebody who through your lineage is your mom's mom or your dad's mom, right? It's one or the other. Your mom's mom or your dad's mom is what the grandma name means. Right? So when you come in and you say, hey grandma, you're saying it for one of 2 reasons, right? You're being a troll and you're expecting a reaction, which you're just getting firm boundaries here. I won't tolerate that type of disrespect. And 2, you're doing an age thing. You're trying to make me have some kind of reflection from you that I have something to do with age. And I don't. The only thing that I have about that word is that I actually have grandchildren, and those are the only people that get to use that term for me, because that's what the term means. That's all. Right? That's all. So exactly. So how is reality a reflection of your frequency? And we can talk about this because we're experiencing it here, right? We're experiencing it in real time. That if I'm going to be frustrated, or I'm going to be whatever, but which I'm not, I'm actually being just firm in my boundaries, and I'm calling somebody out, right? I'm calling somebody out on their behavior so that hopefully they take that lesson and go forward and realize they know exactly what they're doing and they just should stop. That being said, though, I can understand how for some people they would interpret that as being very angry, right? Or see it as being, because people aren't used to it. What people are used to is people who are either aggressive, so it's the aggression, or they're passive aggressive. So they're expecting that type of reaction where, and so anyway, when someone's firm, it comes across as very aggressive to many people, because most people operate in a passive aggressive fashion. So assertiveness comes across as aggression, even though, it is just being assertive. But beyond that, we're going back to the lesson. We're going back to the lesson. Let's just shake that off. Doo-doo. All right. So let's talk about frequency. Let's talk about how through our thoughts, our intentions, our emotions, and the embodiment of stuff that we can actually shift our energy. We can shift our reality. We are not victims of circumstance, but vibrational architects of our world. So our vibration and what we're vibrating at is what's going to be resonating for us. So we can talk about the quantum field and instant manifestation, because everybody, that's the one, or I shouldn't say everybody, that's what a lot of individuals focus on when they are thinking about their timelines, and they're usually thinking about very monetary things, like I want that big house, or I want that big car, that nice car, or I want, whatever those things are external to us, and we're not looking at manifesting, the internal, making sure the internal is correct, or that it's actually in alignment with us. But when we're looking at the quantum field and instant manifestation, the quantum field is the realm of infinite possibility. I never thought of grandma that way. Had many people in my life I called that because they were. Yeah, but it's a term of endearment, Kenneth. Like you would be calling somebody grandma that you have that you have a relationship with, that you've created right? And that's fine. And that's fine to call me grandma if we've had that relationship, right? That wouldn't bother me at all. But for somebody to come on here and say, hey, grandma, you know, they're not coming on here engaging with me saying, hey, grandma, as someone who is their grandma or in a respectful manner. I'm sorry, I'm an oracle. Like I know things. I just know things, and I know what his intention was. His intention was to call me grandma so that he could attack me as ageism, right? Like make me feel like I'm old. That's what his intention was, but it doesn't bother me. I don't see age that way. So anyway, I just wanted to call him out on his behavior, and we're done with that now. But I don't see I don't see grandma or grandpa as a disrespectful thing. I just think that you should be using it in the right ways with people for that purpose. Hi, Edie. How are you, love? All right, so let's get back to what we were talking about. Greetings from Slovakia. Yay. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, Tommy. Sending beautiful positivity right back to you, and blessings on your way. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you for that. Alrighty, so the quantum field and instant manifestation, right? The quantum field is the realm of infinite possibility. It responds to vibration more than thought alone, but it's a stacking thing, right? So if your thoughts are in one direction and your feelings are in one direction and the words you're writing are in the same direction and the actions that you're taking, it's just more cementing that vibration, right? So it's all needs to be considered, but it's your vibration that's doing the resonating, not just sitting there in a moment and going, oh my God, this sucks. That's not going to immediately like make your life suck if you're having one moment where something's going wrong and you're having that thought. It's the consistent long term, and it's the combination of all of those things together that creates it. So it responds to vibration more than thought alone. So manifestation becomes instant when your energetic signature is in alignment with the frequency of what you desire. And we might not understand what that fully means, because you're like, well, what's the frequency of that car that I want? Well, what is the frequency that you would be in if you had the car that you wanted, right? What would that frequency look like? You would probably be pretty happy. You'd be pretty excited. You'd probably be pretty proud, maybe even go and show it off. And I'm using a very, very tangible item, but you know, and it might be something that many of us aren't even concerned about manifesting, right? Maybe we're wanting to manifest peace or something like that. So how do you manifest peace? You become peace. You activate peace within you and bring peace through you to your life, right? So through your presence, through your clarity, and through coherence, you unlock timelines already encoded with your divine blueprint. So that's how you do it. I have a highest resonance for myself. I have a highest timeline. I have a highest mission or passion or purpose or whatever, which is just me being in alignment with me and doing the things that I am aligned with, right? So it's all about that alignment and that staying and being in that frequency. Well, there's many things that we can do to allow ourselves to get into those frequencies, and one of those things is releasing those subconscious limitations. And that's where many of us struggle, because for many of us, we don't look at that stuff. We just get caught up in the, I'm going to manifest it. And if I repeat it enough times in an affirmation, or if I think it long enough, or whatever, if I do these things, these practices, then I'm going to be able to manifest it. You know, we look at things like The Secret and all these other things that came out, Abraham Hicks and the Law of Attraction and all of those. And some of them tie us up into false loops or ego loops. What you're in alignment with might not have anything to do with a fancy car. If you did your healing journey and you got to you started to see how many things are distorted in our reality right now and the truth for what it is. So as you get more into your truth and your divine embodiment, then the manifestation, the stuff that you're manifesting, it changes, right? It really changes what you're looking at. It's not an egoic manifestation then. It's a divine alignment with yourself and your patterns that do it. And I saw you come in there, Nisi. Hello, Nisi. Good morning. So we've got releasing subconscious limitations, and this is where many people get stuck, right? So we have to release those limiting beliefs, ancestral imprints, and the past life patterns, because they anchor you into those outdated realities, right? So these we have to do this through vibrational awareness and energy work, and then we can release those patterns. They can be witnessed, acknowledged, and dissolved. and dissolved. And once we dissolve them, that's what opens up that pathway to full frequency liberation, allowing you to inhabit your highest timeline, your divine highest self, and with grace and ease. You're not fighting against anything. You're not having all of those things occur within you. Those struggles, right? You're in alignment. You know who you are, and you embody that truth and move forward, and you're not hung up on, those shadow aspects. But a lot of people don't. They get, and maybe they do a little bit, they get to a certain point, and then they're like, okay, on to the manifesting. I'm just going to manifest my magic life, and they don't do the rest of the work. If you don't do the rest of the work, you're missing out on that alignment. Okay, so we're going to do a little activation right now. And this activation is going to be a realignment to dissolve distortions and anchor a new timeline. But before we do that, I'm going to have some tea. And how is everyone doing? Say hello. Hello, hello. Although there's got to be a better word for that. I mean, we do divine rising all the time, which is beautiful. Me too. Me too, Carol. I'm doing fantastic. Aww. You're not feeling well, or somebody, and my bow weird, not feeling well. I'm not understanding my bow weird, Edie, but not feeling well. Sorry to hear that you're not feeling well. Lots of people have been going through a bunch of different kind of experiences with not feeling well. Whether it's a respiratory thing or whatever. And we know, like, they're spraying stuff in the sky all the time, and there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the US if you get to see that stuff. I'm glad that you're doing okay. Sorry your wife's been sick. We're going to do this guided, this live activation, this quantum thing. It'll be helpful for everybody here. Maybe I'll do a healing thing later on. But a lot of times we get those symptoms of not feeling well, and they're actually ascension symptoms. It's actually us detoxifying or clearing out stagnant energies, or having those solar codes coming in, like the Schumann frequency and the solar flares that we're getting, like that's affecting us. And then there's all kinds of other things that are affecting us because of what's being put in our environment, right? It's been a lot. All right, trying to have a little more tea because I got to get it when it's hot, you guys. So she could be getting some she could be getting her third eye activated, or some crown activations coming in. And it could be just, releasing some toxins, being, it's interesting how sickness shows up and when we're looking at it from a different way, but we're not going to get into that today because that could be an episode for another day. And we'll talk about how, like, what being sick really is all about, and all the different ways that we end up having symptoms of being sick. And that sometimes that's not what they have, nothing to do with like a virus or a bacteria or anything like that. It's just our bodies cleansing and purifying and detoxifying. But we'll talk about that, like I said, on another day. Okay, so for those of you that want to do a quantum frequency realignment to dissolve distortions and to anchor in a new timeline, then stick around, and I'm going to make a note that it's at 23:33 roughly in the time when that is, so I can hopefully tag that. But again, that's if I remember to tag it. I'm sometimes inconsistent in those. It's a fun thing when you're a one-person show and you're doing multiple projects at the same time. It does create some some funneling or tunneling, or no, what are they called? Squirrels. We'll just call them squirrels because that's what they are for me, my squirrels. Okay, so what we're going to do is make sure that everything's in a good position. Put your stuff down. We're going to have this is a very powerful activation that we're going to do, so I do hope that you participate in it. Put your phone down so it's safe, and get ready to close your eyes and make sure that you're in a position that you won't fall over. You shouldn't fall asleep. It's not that long. It's not like we're going on an hour-long journey or anything like that. So you shouldn't fall asleep, but just in case you lose your balance, it could happen, right? That you lose your balance, make sure that you're in a safe position. And that's always the prerequisite for all of them, okay? So this is a powerful activation, a quantum frequency alignment to dissolve distortions and anchor in new timelines. So let's get ready, guys. Close your eyes. center into your body. And the first thing that we always do when we go into meditation is we deepen and lengthen our breath. So we're going to take that nice deep breath all the way into the base of your stomach, into your base of your spine, all the way to the bottom, before going all the way up to the top, before releasing through pursed lips, like you're blowing out candles. But you want to do this really slow. As you're letting that breath out nice and slowly, you want to sink into the space that comes up. And we're going to repeat that breath. Okay, and as we repeat that breath, we're going to start to bring our awareness to the center of our chest. Okay, you're going to feel your heart expand as if a luminous portal is opening. Now inhale this golden crystalline light into your heart, allowing it to radiate through your entire body. So we're filling ourselves up with this beautiful crystalline energy, this golden white energy. Feel this light clearing outdated energies and dissolving false narratives and recalibrating your field. I'm going to let you sit with that as it clears out those energies, because for some of us we have a few more energies, or stale or stagnant energies, or things that are outdated and need to be released than others. So just give a moment for those energies to be cleared. But it moves quite quickly and it clears thoroughly, so it won't take too long. As you exhale, again, we're going to let go of any belief, attachment, or frequency that does not serve your highest path. And we're going to release this into the earth to be transmuted into light. Okay? Breath in of that crystalline energy into your heart, expanding outwards, clearing all that stale, stagnant energy. And as you release, letting go of any belief, attachment, any frequency that does not serve your highest self. Now, as you continue doing this breath of bringing in that beautiful light and expanding it in your field and exhaling and releasing all the things that don't serve you, you're going to allow yourself to softly tone or chant in this moment. And it's whatever comes up for you. You may be drawn to just a vibration of an Maybe you feel yourself called to chant Ra, Ka, or something else. Maybe you're drawn to Om or Ah. Whatever tone or vibration or sounds that rise from you, allow them the freedom to be expressed, even if they make no sense to you at this time. Whatever sound comes up as your frequency, and that's what it's doing, is activating that personal frequency that you have. When you're making the sound, allow that vibration to travel down your spine, through your bones, through your cells, into your light body. Visualize your timeline shifting like a golden path forming its beautiful light path. See this beautiful golden light path form beneath your feet, just expanding outward in front of you, knowing that this is your highest timeline. Watch this timeline become more solidified in front of you. With each breath, you step into that new version of yourself, empowered, sovereign, and whole. feel yourself anchoring into that new timeline, solidifying just as the path before you has. And now we're going to say this beautiful decree. You can say it inside your head or out loud, but just repeat after me. By the authority of my oversoul and highest self, I now collapse all false timelines and align with my soul's highest trajectory. I am the architect of my reality. I anchor truth, clarity, and divine power in every cell of my being. Breathe this decree into your bones, into your cells, into your DNA, into your light body. Now see your new frequency anchoring into your reality. Your body is shimmering with divine coherence. Your light body is aligned with cosmic intelligence. Place your hands over your heart and affirm after me. It is done. It is sealed. It is embodied. And so it is. And when you're ready, you can start to move around and get yourself ready to open your eyes and come back to this moment. So remember, you can come back and you can do this meditation, or this activation, I should say. You can do this activation at any time. It'll be shared on my YouTube channel. So if you're not following me on YouTube, do follow me. So now we're just going to talk a little bit more about manifestation and quantum frequency shifts. So some of the questions that you might have around this particular topic. So one is, how do I shift my vibration instantly? So if you're experiencing something and it is throwing you off, say you had to go and interact with family, right? You have to. Sometimes we have to do these things, right? Sometimes we have to go out in public and interact with other people. And maybe through those interactions, we experience something that puts us off our game. We experience something that gets our energy all going in the wrong direction. So how can we restore it back to, or shift that vibration back, right? Aww. So, one, use your breath, right? So you're going to use your breath to just focus and drop into that present moment. So I tell people to do 3 deep breaths. Usually that's good. But if you're really elevated, you might need to make more deep breaths, because your breath is that break in your nervous system that restores your body back to balance. When you engage a full breath and you focus on it, it brings you into that present moment too. And we want that. 3, 3, 3, 3 across the thing, with 4, 4. All the double numbers, guys. It's beautiful. So focus on it. Then you're going to shift your vibrational state. Once you get into that space, you're going to place your hand on your heart. And you're going to repeat a powerful affirmation, right? So you could say something like, I am aligned with divine truth. I am the captain of my ship. Whatever you want to say. It doesn't have to be big and fancy, right? When I'm saying something like, I am aligned with divine truth, that might be something that resonates with me as something to say. But for you, you might want to say that you are strong and powerful, and that you are successful, that you are whatever it is within that space, right? It's just something, but make it as high frequency as possible, right? And then you're going to visualize yourself in this radiant field, right? Light, frequency, sound, those are powerful in your breath, right? Those are some of the most powerful healing tools we have, is the breath, the frequency, the light, the sound. Yes. So Visualize yourself in that radiant field of light. And again, movement. Movement is another thing. You can use movement to shift your energy. So if in doing this, doing the breath work, if doing the affirmation, if that hasn't gotten you there with visualizing the light, then you can go into movement-based things. You could go and pound your feet on the earth. You could dance, right? It doesn't have to be energy that is like intense. It can be energy that is meant to restore, like dancing, right? Gratitude is something that's really huge at shifting your frequency. So if you're in a moment and life's getting all chaotic, to even just stop and say thank you for whatever the lesson is I'm having in this moment. Thank you for whatever this is. Yeah, absolutely. I used to get panic attacks in public too, Kenneth, and I gave myself a time limit. I would say if I had a panic attack in public, I gave myself 2 minutes to get myself into balance. And if I wasn't, I gave myself the full permission to drop whatever I was carrying if I was inside a store, to let it go and leave and go back to, like, say, my car, because I would have had a car, I'm sure. And to go home or to go somewhere else where I could deal with it, not in public. But I'd always try to give myself that 2 minutes to try to stabilize myself in public. And I have a lot of different techniques that can help that. Gratitude is definitely a powerful one. And, and again, like you said, those affirmations, and they really do work. Most of the times we just don't actually do the practical stuff. We learn all this stuff, but we don't implement it. And that's where we lose out, because we actually have to implement it. It's not that you can think these things into being. You have to actually do the breath to slow the nervous system down. You can't just think the breath and slow the nervous system down, if that makes sense. So these can rapidly shift your frequency. So what practices help maintain that high frequency state? Yeah, absolutely, Kenneth. Absolutely. So shielding would be a very important technique for you to do, and energy and recalling your energy back to you. So those are things that we do in Anshara'El Pathway to Ascension. It's some of the stuff that I teach within the school, and that I teach within my courses and stuff. So definitely check that out on my website, which is still mindbodyspirithealthyself.com, all one word. So what practices help maintain your high frequency state consistently? So by doing your daily hygiene, like grounding, hydration, breath work, and shielding, which is what I was just talking with Kenneth about. So listening to high frequency music, engaging in joyful movement, spending time in nature, powerful, like interacting with nature. And if you can't get outside, definitely interacting with nature as much as you can within your home, a pet, plants, those items, bringing them in the house, right? But you should get outside and be interacting with nature, go around bodies of water, go around trees, right? Get yourself out there, put your feet on the earth, actually connect your body to the earth. It's beautiful. And also surrounding yourself with uplifting environment and people who help stabilize your field. So again, if somebody's making you feel like crap, why are you got them in your life? Why are you holding on to that energy? And if you have to, for some reason, you have to interact with this. I mean, sometimes we have to interact, we love our job and everything, is going fine and is paying our bills, and we're not in a position to just stop doing that. But our boss is maybe not that great of a person, so his energy, but we're managing. Right? So that's when you need to be doing the shielding and also the energy calling back, like doing the energy work more so, because you are interacting with those environments. And then also look for, how can I keep the stuff that I love about this, but transition it so I'm not dealing with those other things, like like someone that you have to manage. Maybe you have to go to you're going to your mom's birthday to support your mom, and there's other family members that are there that you have to interact with in those moments. So having good shielding before you go in is going to be important, and then limiting the amount of time that you spend around those individuals. So if it's somebody that you think that you had to see every day, say it was a sibling or a parent, and you thought, I have to interact with them at this high level of a frequency, they have to be in my inner circle. If they're really causing, they're still being very shadow energy or in their trauma, and there's still, toxic behaviors and, patterns like that, then that's for you to determine that needs to have bigger boundaries and have less access to your energy, right? Because the more that you spend around the energies that are dragging you down or chaotic or toxic, the more that you are out of alignment with your natural vibration and being in this space of instant manifestation or any of that. All right, so how do subconscious beliefs block manifestation? Subconscious patterns hold vibrational signatures. It's the same thing like grief has a signature and love has a signature, and of the authenticity, your authentic self has a signature, it has a frequency. So these subconscious patterns hold vibrations that can override your conscious intentions. So as much as you're doing all the conscious work that you want, underneath the surface, that subconscious programming is messing up that work. Tea time. So until they're cleared, you keep yourself in loops. You just keep in those same subconscious loops, those patterns, right? So if you're wondering where you have blocks or limiting beliefs or things that need to be released, the best way to find those is to look at your life and see where there's patterns that keep showing up and what those patterns are showing you. Now, they're not always bad things. Sometimes you have a pause in your life where maybe you're doing everything right, but you're not seeing anything come in. And that could be a moment where you're like, oh, I need to change things. And that's exactly what you don't need to do, because you just have to keep going a little bit further and then it's going to show up. But many of us, we get that it's just going to be right there. And then we're like, oh no, I'm doing something wrong. And we revert back to the patterns that say that we're not worthy, or that this isn't coming for me, or whatever it is. And that's an opportunity for you to review those patterns that are hiding underneath the surface, those subconscious beliefs that are blocking you, right? So what is it in that space? Hey, Guru. So awareness of those blocks is important. Also keeping, doing shadow work and energetic programming through frequency work or guided inner work can dissolve these blocks. So doing like the activation that we did here, or even more, we can go really deep. I can take you very deep into relieving those subconscious blocks. But that's something for individual sessions, or at least a group session of some sort. Your cat yep, sometimes they can. They can. Hello. My channel is about ascension. It's about the divine truth and about the pathway of ascension. So I talk about the truth of things, and I also talk about, I teach energy, I teach shielding practices, I do activations and meditations. Sometimes I do cards. I have oracle and tarot cards that I use to do readings and stuff like that, although I'm doing a lot more of just my spiritual readings instead. Good morning, good morning. So let's continue with what we were talking about, but it's about all of those things. If you go to my channel, and actually there's a thing there that talks about what the channel is all about as well. Okay, so back to it. Yes, so the inner work to dissolve those things, to dissolve those. Oops. Good thing it wasn't my tea that I knocked over. That would have not been cool. That would not have been cool at all. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. I knocked my thing off, and I closed the TikTok page. So just let me bring my TikTok back up here, guys. All right, there we go. Hello. Nothing changed. There were no comments I missed out on, but so it's okay. Alrighty, so how do I shift my timeline, or shift my timelines to align with my highest potential, right? So one of the things that you want to do is be focusing on your vibrational congruence. So becoming the version of yourself who already lives that reality. So it's kind of the thing, like, what comes first, right? Well, if I want to be healthy, if I decide, like, if I start eating healthy today, and I start exercising today, and I start embodying the practices of what a healthy person has, do you know what I'm going to manifest into my reality? Healthiness. I'm going to bring that in, right? If I'm knowingly ingesting things that I know are bad for me, and I'm continuing to do those, I'm pretty sure I need to check in with myself and find out why. Why am I feeding myself the things that I know aren't good for me? Is it some, subconscious programming, belief systems? Is it some, what is it that I need to work through? And then work through that, right? So those things that keep showing up are things that you need to look at and examine, right? But when you start living 44444 on the time there, as you start living in the way, like as the individual, you're embodying the person that you want to become, then everything becomes yours. Everything just falls in alignment. And when you step into that, that state of knowing yourself and connecting with yourself, loving and accepting yourself, and you're in alignment, it's totally different. There's no stress, there's no worry, there's no fear. That just ceases to exist because you know that you are absolutely in alignment and that everything's flowing to you, and you just have this natural peace about yourself, or this natural peace state. Peaceness, I was making a new word. It's just a state of peace. Peaceness, like happiness, only peaceness. You know what? Why not? Instead of happiness, peaceness. I think it's, Okay, so the other thing is through vibration, through intention setting, through aligned action, you signal to the quantum field that you're ready to jump into that timeline. So if you're not willing to be disciplined, why would the timeline show up for you where you have to be disciplined? Like, if you wanted to be somebody who has, if you're one of those people who has, who wants to manifest a legacy, let's say a legacy business or something. So you bring this, you want to bring this legacy building business, into reality. You can't do that if you have no consistency. You can't do that if you have no discipline, right? Like, building a legacy is going to take dedication. It's going to take effort. It's going to take consistency. It's going to take you showing up even when nobody else does, right? It's going to take you doing that. It's going to take you having those moments that are challenging and working through them. It's going to take all of those experiences and stuff and you moving in that direction. If you aren't doing the work and you're just, come to me, all the things I wish to be, come to me, because I am saying manifestation thingies, I'm saying affirmations, come to me, because it's going to be amazing at the end. You can't get to the end without the paths or all the steps that you need to get there, right? If you, in this moment, could embody the brilliant, like, let's say we're looking at making a legacy business. If you can, in this moment, embody a CEO, like a high-level CEO mindset, daily habits, daily practices, marketing, sales, all of that stuff. If you can embody that right in this moment, then right in this moment, you're going to start in that timeline, living out that reality, and things are going to come to you really quickly. The problem is that many of us aren't that disciplined, right? Discipline is where we usually lose it because we're in an environment in the matrix, which is do what you want, even if you know it's bad. Right? Even if you know it's bad, we're going to make everything that's bad seem so cool and edgy and awesome, and we're going to put the stars on magazines doing it. We're going to have women up there showing their hoo-haws on the stage, shaking their biscuit for everyone to see. They're going to do all of this stuff, and then you're going to want to do it too, because we're going to make it seem like it's right. And anything that's right, we're going to make it seem like it's square. We're going to make it seem like it's so wrong, it's so boring. Like, oh, you're just a lame-o. You're just lame. I can't believe you're meditating. Oh, you're granola. You're granola eating holistic foods. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist because you know truth. Like, there's the way that they shade it, right? So they shade everything that's in the alignment that we're supposed to be in, and they magnify everything in the alignment that we're not supposed to be in to attract us to that direction. And we have to be stronger than that. We have to be willing to say, hey, pornography is not good. It's just not. So why am I engaging it? Either as, an OnlyFans, or as a watcher, or as a whatever. That's not aligned with divinity. That's not aligned with Christ. And I don't mean the God that rules the earth that we're in right now. I mean the divine creator of all, right? That's not in alignment with that, right? Why would you sell your temple? Why would you sell your temple as that? Like, this is supposed to be a sacred space, right? So but that's the problem. We go for those instant gratification because that's what we've been raised in, and we have to realize that that's conditioning, that's subconscious programming, those are belief systems, those are limiting things that are in our life that are taking us off track from that divine alignment. Good morning, Maurici. Buenos dias. ¿Cómo está? Say it every time because I gotta keep saying it or I'll forget how to say it. right? So anchoring the frequency through embodiment makes it real. So you have to embody the frequency of what you want to bring into reality. It's energetics. You're entangling yourself in those energetics. You are, right? It's just, it's that's just it, right? When you do something intimate with somebody or you spend time with somebody, you're entangling your energy. So once you're entangling your energy, you be aware of what that means. So if you're not doing energetic hygiene or anything like that, and it's just, yeah, it's not in alignment. It's just not, right? We've created a culture where like everybody's out just like having so many different partners and having, like, it's not the way that we were supposed to. Sex is not supposed to be our focus. It's not. But the upside down, topsy topsy, inverted world that we're living in has made all things that are the worst for us seem to be the best for us, or the stuff that we want to chase, because they make it seem like it's the cool thing, and they make everything that's not, that is actually good for us, that we shouldn't be doing, that, everything that's good for us, they keep us distracted from that, and they demonize it, or they make it seem like it's lame, or that we shouldn't be doing it. We should be looking for healing within ourselves and find that divine partner within ourselves, because it's the way that it is. Your twin flame is within you. So you find your twin flame and you become a whole in yourself, and then you can go and be with another person who's whole in themselves. But what we end up doing is we're fractured, in the sense of we've went through all of these different experiences that have broken us. We went through all these different things that have distorted us. We're living in this matrix of illusion and manipulation and lies and distortion and anything that's set to keep us separated from our divinity. Being in that space, we're looking outside of us, thinking that everything that I need is outside of me, because then we don't go looking within, because everything that you're lacking you find within. Everything is within. If you want to figure it out, go within. That's absolutely the way that you got to do it. If you want to figure it out, go within. So they take us and make us focus on everything out here. Something will fix me. I can dye my hair. I can get a facelift. Oh my God, someone came in and called me grandma this morning. I better go and get Botox. Right? Like, there's all kinds of stuff that they sell us. I'm too fat. I need to lose weight. I need to take this diet pill. Now Ozempic's the rage. Or, I'm gonna, if I don't have 100 partners as a man, then what kind of stud am I? I'm such a loser because I've only had one person that is all of that. Like, they sell us so that we keep looking outside of ourselves for the very thing that is within us. And when we go within, we're unfuckwithable. They can't fuck with us, as a way to put it that way. Aw, thank you, Marici. I'm happy that spring's coming back, so I can start wearing all my dresses again and start putting all the warm winter clothes away. And hopefully this is hopefully this is the last year of winter for me. I'm not spending next winter in a cold climate. I will not. I will be somewhere warm next winter for sure. All right, so we've got that anchoring the embodiment of us, right? So everything that we're living in right now is the Antichrist, right? It's not some person, it's the whole world is the Antichrist right now, and you are meant to be the Christ. So what is the right actions? What is the divine action and the divine actions that you're supposed to be taking, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing. And the second coming of Christ isn't a man coming down to save us. It's us going within and revealing that the Christ is within us and bringing that as a methodology back to the world. And as a methodology isn't even the right word, because it's not. It's just a way of living, embodying your divine self and the truth and the divine truth of it as well. That's what we're in the process of doing. That's what the 144 is supposed to be waking up for. Right? That's what the light seeds, the star seeds, the light workers, the chosen ones, the earth angels, like all of those names that everybody claims to have. Well, if you're a true one, then that's what you're supposed to be doing, is bringing the divinity or the Christ consciousness back to the world through different ways and to raise the frequency of the planet. And the time to go is now. And if you need help with that, join the school. I do have a free group there. It's the Temple of Light. So do join the free group on my website. And there are other subscription groups where we do teaching. I have a public teaching series and other stuff that goes on. But you can see all the details of that on my website. Okay. I got to get going because we got only 20 minutes left before I have to get to class. As the teacher, you need to be on time. So what is the fastest way to dissolve limiting patterns? So one is tune into the pattern's root frequency, which is often emotional or energetic. And then you're going to use breath, sound, movement, and intentional frequency infusion to shift it, right? You can do light language, toning, or direct transmission to collapse it instantly, right? Declaring, I now release all frequencies not aligned with my divine path, helps to accelerate the clearing. So for instance, let's say something comes up and you get this wave of emotion and you're like, ooh, what is this wave of emotion? You can sit with that emotion. Okay, so I'm feeling disrespect. So I'm feeling this energy of disrespect. So what am I gonna, like, what does this bring up for me? Right? And if it's like, say it's really big, right? And it's like, oh, all those times like from before that you were disrespected, which this is like, that's nothing. So you go into that energy, you feel the energy, breathe into it. You can send toning into it, say is energy in your heart space. So this could be grief, this could be sadness or hurt. So if we have that pain within our heart space, what we would want to do is use the ah tone. So if we were feeling that, to release that grief or that energy around the heart space, it would just be a deep breath in. And then and you feel that in your heart space, and allow it to remove that energy out. You can use light as well and frequencies, all kinds of different ways to move it out, and then setting that intention, declaring it, right? Your intention means a lot. Okay, so the other thing we can do is do some scans, right? So do some scans, scan yourself. You're just doing a look through your body, and you're just checking for any spaces where there's any tension or there's any pressure, there's any restriction. Right, you're just sensing into that. When you start to learn how the body mimics some of, like, where certain things show up within the body, that it relates to a certain thing. Shoulders can be carrying pressure or the weight of somebody else's responsibilities, like carrying other responsibilities around. So if you're feeling that tension or pressure, it could be that you feel overburdened or that you're carrying those responsibilities. So that would be an indicator for you to look at what responsibilities, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, whatever it is, am I carrying for somebody else that are not my responsibilities to carry, right? So it's an opportunity for you to look into that. If you're feeling like sadness or hurt within your heart space, right, that's when you know that this is associated with that energy of grief or otherwise, right? So knowing where the body is. So then you're doing those little calibrations to remove that energy, whether through toning. Okay, so I've got an activation for you at the end of this session, and I'm just gonna, and this will be our closing. So after this, we'll close it up real tight and little bow, and be on our way. If you want to catch any other content from me, you can join me next on Monday. I do a post for the Truth Will Set You Free, One Truth Will Set You Free channel. You can find, we're not even going to talk about that. Let's keep on the guided activation. We'll talk about that afterwards. Let's keep going in this direction. All right. So some of the practical tools that you can use for your frequency shift is your breath work, your energy recalibration, sound harmonics, and intention setting. So we're going to do this guided activation script. And again, you can come back to this at any point in time and redo it. It's in at about the 1 hour mark. Is 58:44 right now, but by the time I go through talking about remembering the breath, because I like to remind you every time, it's going to be another minute, and I want to finish this before it gets cold, which would be slightly too late. Already cold. All right, so again, breathe in through your nose, down into the base of your tummy or the base of your spine, however you want to view it. Fill yourself all the way up to the top. And when you get to the top, you're going to pause for a second, and then you're going to exhale through pursed lips. So like you're blowing out candles. Okay, that's the way we do our breath. Filling up our tummy, our lung, our chest, pause, exhale nice and slow through those pursed lips. We're going to do at least 3 of these breaths. Okay? So one, and the other thing we're going to do is we're going to close our eyes because we want to shut out that other stimulation that's around us. Okay? I'm not going to, because I'm going to be saying a couple of affirmations that I've written down for you guys. So because I have to do those affirmations, I'll go in between. All right. So let's start with our breath and closing our eyes and focusing on our body. Again, make sure that everything that you have is in a safe position. And we're going to start with that first breath, that deep breath in through our nose. And as we do, we're going to be pulling in that beautiful crystalline energy, that beautiful pure energy direct from Prime Source, Prime Creator, whichever you want to call it. And as we breathe this in, allow that energy to flood into your cells, into your blood, into your bones, into your DNA, everywhere through your body. And as it's moving through your body, it's dissolving all attachments to those outdated realities. It's really opening you up to this field of infinite possibilities, these infinite quantum possibilities. So now you're going to visualize this highest timeline unfolding before you. This beautiful golden white line that extends out in front of you. It's sparkling and glowing like plasma and glitter all together. And this is just this golden pathway of your highest timeline. As you step into this new reality, you're going to feel it solidify into your present moment. With each inhale, you're going to amplify your connection to this timeline. So let's take a nice deep inhale. Feeling yourself anchoring into that timeline. As you exhale, feel yourself sinking even further, rooting even more into this timeline. Take another breath in. Securing even more deeply into this timeline. Exhaling. Sinking even further and further, fermenting, cementing, solidifying this beautiful timeline into your reality. You just keep anchoring this deeper into your being. Now we're going to affirm, and you're going to say this after me, or you're going to say this either out loud or in your mind. I am the conscious creator of my reality. My frequency is in perfect alignment with my highest potential. I am encoded and I embody the vibration of abundance, clarity, and divine flow. Allow that affirmation, that decree to sink into your bones and into your cells, your blood, your DNA, into your light body, into the very timeline that you are now on. That beautiful highest timeline that you are embodying, stretched out before you and around you and through you, stretching out everywhere. It's a part of you. It's encoded in you. We're going to take another final deep breath, feeling this new reality integrate fully. And when we're ready, we're going to open our eyes, bringing this transformational energy into your day. And how beautiful was that? In less than 5 minutes, you can sit yourself onto your divine highest timeline. Right? You can come back and do that at any point in time. So, to master frequency shifts and quantum manifestation, join Anshara'El for structured teachings and energy transmissions. You can book a private session for personalized quantum recalibration. And you can explore my books for deeper guidance on vibrational alignment and on reality engineering. And here's 4. We'll do 4 of my books, okay, because there's some that are different. This is written under my pen name, or under what I claim to be my celestial name, which is Sharia and Lorian. So this is written under that name, Sharia and Lorian. These books are written under my name, Tanya Baldwin. Hi. This is The Adventures of Jack and Nanny B, Monster Edition. Oh, wait, I gotta do my puzzle, guys. Hang on. I like how it makes it like a phone ringing, and I'm always like, wow, my phone's ringing. But it's just them telling me, I gotta do a puzzle. I'm doing the puzzle. with me doing the puzzle. I got it. I got it. So The Adventures of Jack and Nanny B. This is a story that I wrote, a series of books that I've written, but there's only one in it so far, written for my oldest grandchild. There's the other series is Choo Choo Charlie and His Adventures with Nanny B, which are on my page is available on my website. All my links are there. And these are the newest series. These just actually dropped just this spring equinox. It is a new series called the Heroine Chronicles. And the Heroine Chronicles is, it follows 4 girls who are friends, and they experience mythical or mythical beings like goblins and pixies and stuff like that. And it's a humorous adventure story of girls who are their own heroines, which is it's beautiful stories. This one here is just it's a delightful book. It hasn't got numbers. I took the numbers off the pages in the actual. This is my author's copy, so it has some print issues. But this is a beautiful book for little children to connect them to themselves, to their higher selves, to their the little soul spark within them. And the next book in this series actually drops on the 29th of March. So 2 more days till that new story is available. But that's it for today, guys. I love you. And for those of you that are in class with me, I will see you at noon. And for those of you that aren't, I will see you back here, hopefully on Tuesday. And if not, you can catch me on One Truth Will Set You Free, which is my other YouTube channel. You can go check out the content there, or you can go to my website and check out all the offerings that I have and book a session with me, or join the Temple of Light group. I love you guys and have a beautiful day, and I hope that all of this quantum energy talk and the activations set you on the path, your divine highest path. But do come back and rewatch that at any time that you need to. I love you and have a beautiful day. Boop. Bye, guys. Love you.